Hey, aloha. Winter in Kauai, I got to tell you, feels completely different than winter in Boston, Massachusetts, which is where we were originally from. Welcome to our backyard and living inside the dream. A little more serious post today, and it's really triggered by the fact that I've gotten about 5 or 6 phone calls, which have been really nice, several texts, and several emails from people, as well as a couple of Skypes, asking me how I'm doing over the death of someone. And need to kind of tell you this story a little bit because it really was the key to our network marketing success, this one guy. When I was a little boy growing up, I fell in love with baseball because my uncles liked baseball. My dad died in Korea, and I was raised by these two great uncles. They love baseball, so I love baseball. And it's been basically a 66-year love affair. We still talk about the Red Sox today on a regular basis. And I had an idol growing up, and that idol was Ted Williams, who was the greatest hitter that ever lived. And while I continue to enjoy baseball and really admired players for their athletic ability and had favorites over the years, and ladies, stay tuned here, okay? This isn't about baseball. But basically, I never really had another idol because I had kind of grown out of that a little bit. And then, about 2 decades ago, this young pitcher came on the scene by the name of Roy Halladay, also known as Doc Halladay. And Doc was recently killed in a plane crash. 40-year-old man, had a Hall of Fame career. But what I really loved about Halladay, outside of having him on my fantasy teams and riding him to a couple of championships, why I idolized Halladay, really looked up to him, admired him, and copied what he was doing was his work ethic. You see, there's 4 Ds that are going to determine your success in network marketing or any venture. And fundamentally, they are dedication, determination, delaying gratification, and discipline. So each of the 4 is very important, but what I want to talk to you about and what I learned from Halladay was dedication. So here this kid comes in, and in the second year he wins the Cy Young as the top pitcher, and I really got interested in him and following his career. He was up in Toronto, and I found out he did a lot of charity work, which was really nice. But when I dug deep under the covers, researching Roy and getting to know a lot about him, as it turns out, he showed up 2 hours before anybody else did for practice, and he worked out for about an hour and a half, and then he relaxed. Then he worked out with the team, and then after they left, he worked another hour. Nobody worked harder than Roy. He dedicated himself, and that's what it really requires, is dedication. Now, one of my pieces of memorabilia, these are actually a couple of tickets. There's only been 17 of these in the whole history of baseball. 200 years, if you think about it. 100 years is really 200 years because 2 teams play every game. They're perfect game tickets, which means 20 guys came up and he got all 27 out. He's one of the only pitchers in the history of baseball to ever do that. And he did it with dedication. And this is what's really important. You've got to dedicate yourself. I see people going on websites and joining these membership sites learn how to do social media and pin level poppers and this and that. Folks, that's got nothing to do with being successful in network marketing. I'm not knocking them. You want to throw your money away, the next thing you know, you're recruiting your team into something. By the way, never testify to anything unless you've tested it first. That's part of dedication. Before you know it, with these crazy membership sites that are promising you the moon, and believe me, none of them have ever really accomplished very much overall. Basically, they have you pitching it to your team because 3 and yours is free, and the next thing you know, your team is doing that instead of network marketing. That's not dedication. That's hiding from the one thing you need to do. It's all about practice. People call me all the time and they ask me how they can heal up their business or make it go faster. And I just say, well, what do you say when people call you back and they don't have an answer? What do you say when you call people and they don't have an answer? This is all about dedication. If you're not practicing, okay, and I practiced up until 2010 when we sold all our interest in network marketing, I practiced every single day. just like the great Roy Halladay. So why did people call me and text me and email me? Well, my dog's name is Doc, named after Doc Holliday. And the main character in my book, Standing Tall, thank you for making it a bestseller. I really appreciate that. And that's 27 weeks of hard work, by the way. It's not a quick read. But the main character, his name is Doc, dedicated to Doc Holliday because the lead character in the book had dedication. So the 4 Ds, work on dedication the next couple of weeks. I'm going to give you a link down there. I'm going to give you 2 skills, no upsell, absolutely free. One's called Most People. The other one is Instant Rapport. Those 2 skills linked together will make you a fortune if you dedicate yourself to learning them. Now, I can tell you right now, less than 20% of the people that are reading or this blog or seeing this video, they won't even click on the link. Less than 20% of the people that do won't practice the skills, and that's really good news. Why? Because that's a whole bunch of competition you don't have to worry about. So grab those. It's a gift for you. 2 skills, Most People, Instant Rapport, and dedicate yourself, because you need to aim at perfection. If you don't aim at perfection, you end up being complacent. And we don't want to make the perfect the enemy of the good. But what's really important is people that you see in any field, piano, art, anything, they practice every day. If you're not practicing every day, grab those skills, practice them. Promise you they won't lead you to any sales page or anything. It's happy holidays to you. Get perfect, baby, and make a lot of money. Peace be the journey.